Okay guys, welcome back to Airguns Extreme. It's been a while guys, and been super busy getting some things done, you know, getting some guns set up for hunting seasons coming up. You know, been doing a lot off camera, doing some shooting here, testing a lot of items off camera, and stuff like that. So anyways, we are going to go over a few things that I been noticing lately, and some things that I want to kind of talk about, because some of this stuff is kind of like bad but good. And basically, Mississippi Airguns, my sponsor, went ahead and sent me a element optic, the element helix. And they sent it to me, and I ended up putting it on the Avenger 25. And if you guys didn't see that one live stream that was back a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago, I did that live stream, and I was talking about the element optic, and I said, yeah, this scope's really good, it's accurate, and it makes the gun shoot way better than a factory regular scope. And basically, I kind of got down to the point there where I thought, hey, Element's the best scope in the world. Like, everybody's got to go get one type of thing. And hate to tell you guys this, but I ran into a problem with it. And I used it for a little bit, and I thought something was wrong. And, you know, it shot good on day one with the scope. And let me go ahead and show you guys the scope. Actually, it's not even on a gun right now, because I'm going to tell you why it's not on a gun. And so here's the scope, the element helix. It's a good scope. The reticle's awesome. But anyway, so like I said, day one I put it on the Avenger 25 and dialed it in. Well, I'm like, okay. And I was sitting there just cranking on this top turret right here. And I didn't know, this is my fault, I didn't do my homework and research like I normally do before I do a video or before I do anything. And hey, I thought, you know what, it's just like a regular scope. Well, it turned out that that's not the case with the scope. So when they sent it to me, they had it on a demo gun, FX Impact 22, and they had it tuned in for that gun. Well, when they shipped it to me, I put it on my Avenger 25, and I was shooting what they were shooting when they had it tuned in. And so I contacted them. I said, hey, you know, I appreciate you sending me the scope, but I don't know, the scope's like all over the place. And I went through a half tin of pellets trying to figure this gun out, or the scope, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, this is getting frustrating. Like, I got to the point where I just threw on my old Spectrum scope and the gun's lasers out there. Well, with these element optics, if you guys don't all know, but these element optics, they have a zero stop on them, and I didn't know that at first when I got the scope, and you have to reset the zero, and I didn't know that at first until Mississippi Airguns told me about it. And then I started doing it, and I got to the point where basically it shot good again. And I'm like, okay, now we got it factory reset, so now it's back to zero. So now I can use it to sight in with my 25 or one of my 22s. And come to find out that when I started doing that and I factory reset it all the way down, it basically shot really like low, like way low. I mean, like bottom of the target, 35 yards. And I'm like, this ain't right. So then what I started doing is I started cranking down on it, or cranking up. And I got to the point where when I went all the way up, I couldn't go any higher. And it got to the point where I was like, man, I got to go up like 40 to 50 clicks, and I couldn't even do it. Like, it just froze and it stopped. And like, I could go up now, but I had to go all the way up and it wouldn't take it. And I went all the way up to the highest point without it getting, you know, stuck. And I went all the way up, and still the point of impact was low. And so I got down to the point where I said, man, I can't use the scope. And I couldn't use the main reticle inside the scope here. So what I had to do is I took it off and, you know, started looking into it. And I contacted Mississippi Airguns, told them about it. And so yeah, we're gonna end up getting another one here. But you know, I mean, it's not a bad scope, but I think I might have had a defective one, and I didn't know that you had to factory reset, and I didn't know that they had it already on a gun before they sent it to me. And another bad thing is that I said in the live stream, you don't get scope mounts, so I had to go out and buy my own scope mounts for this 30 mil tube. And I mean, scope is high end, and I kind of got cocky there, and I'm like, man, you know, the scope's the greatest. Well, when you got to go out and buy your own scope mounts and spend 30 bucks on scope mounts, and then something is defective in the scope, and now I can't use it. So you guys are not going to see a review with this scope on one of my guns. I was planning on doing a review with the scope. Another bad thing is my sight shot won't fit on this. So I have to, if I want to use this scope with the side shot, I got to get me a 30 mil side shot clamp. But in this video, now that I'm rambled on about that a little bit, but in this video, we're going to go ahead and take the Avenger. And you guys saw that I did the FX hybrid slug test. And so now our next test here in accuracy, 35 yards, is going to be these 25 4s grain. And we're going to go ahead out there 35 yards, shoot a 5-shot group, and then we're going to shoot 5 shots with the Mark II 34 Kings, and take 5 shots of those. So we'll go ahead and run out there, set up a target. The pressure I'm at, or the regs, at 2400. I ended up moving it in, or moving it up, and the hammer spring is 3 turns from all the way backed out. So and we're gonna go ahead and just do this real quick here. It's supposed to get hot here this afternoon, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this done this morning. So anyway, stay tuned, and we'll see you guys out there. Okay guys, here we go. 5 shots of each. Let's go. 35 yards. you can see there. Knocked the target completely over. Oh boy. Oh gosh. All right, let's go up there and talk about this. Okay. Jeez. So you guys might be wondering there that I wasn't really aiming at the target. I was just trying to knock them off. Now, it goes to show you how much foot-pounds of energy that 25 Avenger has at 35 yards. It's pushing over 30 foot-pounds at that distance with some different pellets. But as you guys can see here, the 25-4s, I had one flyer, and that one we'll talk about here in a minute. But this group here is not a bad group. 35 yards, that was one. And I think that might have been me. Otherwise, they would have been up in there. But that was definitely my end there. Pulled it just down a hair. And this one, you guys might be saying, well, what happened to that one? Why is that one way up there? Well, what I ended up doing was there was a fly that landed on my target. And you guys should be able to see the fly right before I shot. And I don't know if I hit the fly or not, but it looks like he was landed somewhere right in here. And I don't know if I actually got him. So, and then the 34 Kings Mark IIs, you guys can see that the elevation did change. So these shot dead on, minus that one. Don't count that one, count these group here. But you can see that shot dead on. And the 34 Mark IIs, you can see how much of a drop they started coming downwards. That's because of a heavier grain pellet. And I'm not tuned for those 34 Mark IIs right now. So that's the reason why they shot a little bit lower than normal. But, I mean, that's crazy. 2400 regged. The gun's accurate as can be. Got the old Spectrum back on it again. And so if you guys ever had the Element, let me know what's the process for this. Because, man, I kind of can't wait to get my new one. But, you know, the thing is, it's like, dang, now I can't do a review with that scope. So anyways, guys, that's it. We're out of here. You're watching Airguns Extreme. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And look forward to some more Avenger videos. This is an accurate, sweet shooting gun. Easy tunable. You know, it's really amazing of a gun. So my 22 Avenger is coming. So yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on that 22 from MS. So and then there's some other things that they're gonna send up to some maybe hints, maybe some higher end guns. So anyways, guys, that's it. You're watching Airguns Extreme. We'll